Curling now enters the Sports Weekend spotlight.
Hi again, curling fans. Welcome back inside the Granite Curling Club. Colleen, just 4 draws
Isn't
left.
that amazing how quickly the week goes? At the beginning, when a round robin starts, you're like going, well, there's a lot of curling. Now, to think tomorrow night, maybe we will have tiebreakers yet, though.
No.
Didn't you love the sound of that granite crashing together in the opening? And we're here at the beautiful
Granite
Curling Club in Saskatoon. Jam-packed show today.
Jam-packed show today. Of course, just a short time ago, the men getting off the ice. But let's go back to this morning because the women were on the ice. And Tracy Fleury, at the beginning of all of this, #1 ranked team in the world. We knew they were going to be good, Colleen. We wondered how good in this pressure-packed moment.
Yeah.
And they're the first women's team to clinch a playoff spot.
First to qualify, for sure. Interesting stat, because Tracy herself has been so strong. She was heads and heels, statistically, the best skip.
Right.
In these last 2 games, she's trending the other way, 73 and 74% gains.
Okay.
Who's trending up? Take a guess. Krista McCarville. I always call it the Northern Ontario sneak attack.
Look out.
She's had, her last 2 games have been at 85 and 91%. The other person trending upwards is Rachel Homan.
You know what? That's
a she's found her game.
Thank you for doing that work. Of course, Colleen Jones, to skip the Queen of Curling, you would get those numbers because I think that's important. We've heard all week these teams want to be building as the games become more pressure packed,
Exactly.
and you're seeing these skips we're so used to seeing in the playoffs. Raising their play.
Yeah. So just a quick look at the leaderboard because we do have to talk about, help me with the whiteboards. So you've got Fleury, a perfect 6-0. Jones lost this morning at 5-2. Then we've got McCarville charging.
The log jam.
4-3. Einerson at 3-3. So that's a big game for Einerson.
Yeah.
Later on.
And speaking of a big game, of course, as you take a look at the graphics right there.
The real graphics.
Scheidegger in a huge game this morning against Harrison. And we've talked about clutch draws, right? We saw Botcher early in the week, miss a draw, just needed full 8-foot. And that, I think, shook their confidence a bit.
It can.
But Scheidegger,
amazing.
Needing a draw to the button. Take a look at what happened for the win
against
right
Harrison.
now.
So a draw for the win. Final stone here in 10. Casey Scheidegger.
There it goes. There it goes. All you. Right to T. You need mine's great. Good chunk of the floor. There it goes. Going pretty big. Going pretty big.
Good communication all the way down. As the sweepers guide it in, has to stop.
Girl,
and it will. What draw weight and what a shot for the win.
How perfect is that?
So cool.
Very cool. So she stays alive. She needs, a lot of things have to happen in these next 2 games.
This is when we start going, if this team loses and they get the win, and we're doing that at this point. But I love what you said about Rachel Holman at 4 losses. And yet, in some ways, she still controls her own destiny. If you can stay at 4 and bring those
and she needs
teams
McCarville
back.
to lose tonight. And McCarville is playing Walker tonight.
Okay.
And that's McCarville's last game. So it's going to be interesting to see.
No doubt.
Yeah.
On the men's side, well, and coming into it, you and I were talking about this a second ago. We had the stats man, Ken Pomeroy, break down the stats, give us his predictions.
Turns out he was right.
He was right, because at the beginning of all of this, he said Tracy Fleury and Brad Gushue are the team to beat. And Gushue with a very convincing victory over Horgan, Colleen. And they punch their ticket to the playoffs, and they're inching closer to that top spot.
Yeah, here's Gushue after the game.
It was good. I thought our team played really well. A nice comeback after last night, and they kept making doubles and triples early in the game, and finally we got a few misses and kind of blew it open. But it was fine. I'm happy, very proud of the guys the way they came back and played today, and hopefully we can do that again tomorrow.
How important is that bounce back ability?
It is important because, as I mentioned earlier in the week, it's unlikely any team was going to go undefeated, which I was right, unfortunately. But you have to be able to come back and play a good game and kind of park those losses because they are going to happen. So, we're in a good place right now. Win tomorrow, and we're in the final. So, worst case, we have 2 chances, I believe, to get to the final, which is nice.
So a lot of people say they don't look ahead. but you've got that figured out already.
Well, we just lost or just won, so now I can look ahead to the next game. Now I get permission to do that. So I know that we all know the situation we're in. I'm not gonna try and fool you guys and say we're 100%, in the moment, but we know the situation we're in, and a win gets us to the final. So that's a great position to be in. We wanted that all week, and we have an opportunity for that tomorrow.
And one of those teams he's looking ahead to would be Magic Mike.
Magic Mike McEwen, who got a massive win. We can't overstate how big it was
It was
over
a showdown
Epping,
against Epping,
and the team looked so good, and we're so fortunate.
Maybe before he's running out for dinner, or is he in a car? Where will we find him? Mike
Where will we
McEwen.
find Magic Mike? Here he is on that curling show. Mike, it's always so good to have you on the show and to see you. Congratulations on the big win. How are you feeling? How is the team feeling?
Good. Is there a way to make this louder? It's tough to hear you.
We always have that problem, don't we? Some people pretend they can't hear us. Did you try turning up your volume, Mike? This is. Can you hear us a little bit?
Okay, yeah, I can make it out.
What's this?
We can do
Good.
this.
Colleen, I can shout. Great. Tell us the secret to your success so far, and what's the team doing so well?
Yeah, like the biggest thing for us is we've had some slow starts to events, and our schedule actually set up pretty well for us this week, that we could kind of get our feet under us, and that's been a big difference for us. We've other than the one kind of slip up against Team Botcher, we've been very consistent. So I really like that. We've avoided that sort of complacent start that's kind of plagued us in the last couple of Grand Slams. So that's been the biggest difference for us this week. Is now we're heading into Friday where we realistically, had you said that at the start of the event, you control your own destiny to finish first place, and we have that going into Friday. So that, I couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh, well, that's exactly it, Mike. And, let's look ahead to those games. You've got the two Brads on the final day. How do you prepare for this? What do you do tonight to get yourself ready to go into this? Because you do, in a lot of ways, still control your own destiny.
Well, not much different than normal. We're going to go out for a nice dinner. So that's that's the first order of business. Nice dinner. We'll get together after dinner, and we'll watch a little bit of the games tonight, get a good sleep. But yeah, same routine. There's Mr. Hodgson behind me. Same routine as normal. We did pick up a great fifth man in Kelly Knapp, so dinner and a little physio tonight. That's on the schedule. Yeah.
What did you learn from your last Olympic trials?
Were
you able to get that question? Yeah,
absolutely. Probably the biggest thing I personally learned is how important the week or two leading up to the event is. Just the organization, the feeling that when you come into this event, that basically when all those things are set up, that you can just go play, and what's going to happen is going to happen. And I think what we did in the trials in 17 and organize and set up and prepare just helped personally for me as an athlete to just take that pressure off and just have, I had so much calmness and perspective that and things were just laid out in front of me. I knew where I had to be and what to do. I was able to kind of play freely. And so as a team, we tried to replicate that, and I feel like we've done a pretty good job. And I'm not nervous. I don't have anxiety. I can just go and kind of do my thing.
Yeah. Well, they're beeping at you to go.
I think they're honking at you. I think it's time to go, Mike.
Bye, guys. We hope you play freely tomorrow, Magic Mike. Good luck.
Yeah, you know what? And this, I'm not getting bigger, and these are the things I live for, playing against the best. So I'm very excited to play the Brads tomorrow.
Yeah. Enjoy dinner and physio. I hope she doesn't hurt you too badly.
Outstanding. Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much.
Awesome.
He's off for dinner.
They're
nice
in the
to
car.
see him. And I hope, we're here at a junior event as well as they try to qualify for the World Juniors. And I hope the juniors are listening to that. If you play freely, it's what's going to happen is going to happen.
Right.
Just allow yourself to go through the process of what you've been training to do.
Right.
And that's throw a nice clean rock at the broom with close to the right weight.
And you know what? I recall, because of course I was in Ottawa 4 years ago, and McEwen went on that magical run all the way to the final, and he was curling so well. I think he curled 93% against Gushu in the semifinals. So he, like he said, he loves the big moment. Another Brad Jacobs loves a big moment as well.
Yeah.
He got a huge win this afternoon over Kevin Kuikal.
He really did, didn't he? Now, we've got a highlight of that because that was sort of a tight game until it wasn't, mostly because of this shot.
Take a look.
Jacobs and the team from the Sioux Curlers Association. It's Sault Ste. Marie, Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe.
Right.
And he'll just pick it. There it goes, and there's 3 more.
This is
Nice throw.
yeah, I mean, if you hit a thin quarter, you're real good. At quarters, you're going to get them both out, I think.
Of
Makes
course,
it look easy when he's on fire.
Made it look easy. And of course, we heard how fired up the team was when they made that shot, because they knew how big it was.
Yeah, we had to use the Benny Hebert beat button there on that one. Anyhow, but
so Call, here we go. We're headed towards finding the Canadian Olympic trials champions here, but south of the border. And of course, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
To everyone south of the border who are tuning in. But the American Olympic trials played out a week ago.
Yeah, and John Shuster, who of course won that glorious medal at the last Olympics
We
in
were there
Pyeongchang.
watching that.
That was speaking of magical Mike, I mean, this is magical John, the way he was almost down for the count, and what a run he went on to win the gold. So let's say happy Thanksgiving to John and John Shuster. There he is with the gold medal. John, are you there?
There he is.
I am
Have
here.
you had your turkey yet?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, he's at the turkey. John, you're going back to the Olympics to defend your title. Your back was against the wall after dropping the first game to Dropkin, and yet you found a way yet again. How do you keep doing it?
I mean, that's kind of why we have the best of 3. I mean, I mean, it makes sense for us as our field isn't nearly as deep, obviously, as the field is up there with you guys. But we went 9-1 through the round robin, and I think that I think it's all right that it gets you maybe a tough game. And yeah, we gave up a steal of 2 in that first game to Corey, and with the lead, those guys are tough company. So didn't pull that off, and just same thing that Mike was kind of talking about: get a good sleep, get a good meal, and gear up again for battle the next day. And we were fortunate enough. I mean, Corey actually had a shot in the 6th end there to probably send him to the Olympics. But unfortunately, right next to the shot that sent him there was a steal of 2 for us that kind of completely changed that game. And he hit it on the wrong side of the half inch. And we were able to pull out that second victory and kind of ride that momentum through Sunday.
Don't you love it? The wrong side of the inch. When it's your way, you'll really, really love it. When you're not on the right side of the inch, you're like, what just happened? All right, let's talk about
you say you love it, Colleen, but you say you love it, but at the same point, I've been there, and Corey's one of those great players, and as relieved as I was that he was on the wrong side of the inch, there was definitely nothing loving anything about that, because my heart was breaking for him at the same time. So.
Right. He's a good guy.
That's
John
good
Shuster.
perspective. Yeah.
Let's talk about the field that you're going to face in Beijing. And we don't know the entire field, but when you look at sort of the play, especially everybody's talking about Bruce Mowat right now, how the depth of the field on the men's side, what are you expecting?
I mean, all you got to do is look at it. It's a deep field with a lot of teams in the top 6 that have qualified already. with world medals and Olympic medals, to their credit, including obviously Nicholas Edin, who's going to be the hungriest person on planet Earth when he gets there. So it's definitely defending that Olympic gold medal is going to be no small task, because it's an incredible field that I think now too, through 4 years of playing 5 rock rule, I think everybody kind of has their own way of dealing with it, and have all been uber successful with that too.
John, I want to get your perspective on what you're going to do from now until the games. Of course, the conversation in Canada is always, are we doing these trials too close to the Olympics, 71 days away from the games today? What are you going to be doing with the time from now until the games to prepare? And do you feel like you need more time?
This is the exact same as it's been for a couple Olympics for us here. And I think, it's a good amount of time, as long as you don't, overextend yourself. I think in 2014, we had to go to the Olympic qualifier like Chris has to do for mixed doubles coming up here in a week and a half. So we went to Germany, then we came back and we played an event in the States, and then we went and played in Scotland and came back, and we did all this travel, and that was too much. But, I think we kind of got a pretty good beat on what we needed to do. So, we have an event coming up in the middle of December that we're going to play in. And then actually they moved our national championships up to the beginning of January, the 1st to the 9th, so that we would have championship ice. All the 6 teams that were at the trials plus 4 more teams are going to be there, and we're going to get a great competition at the beginning of January. And I think that's a pretty good, period of time to get done there, and then assess what work we need to get done before we head, for Beijing at the end of the month.
John, your Cinderella story to win the Olympics at the last games. How did it change your life? I mean, you seem like it hasn't changed it at all, but I know, boy, you guys were Hollywood and starry lights and everything else. I mean, can you give us some idea of what changed for you, especially south of the border, and maybe the impact of that Olympic gold on curling in the U.S.?
I think, for 6 or 8 months, we got to do a lot of really cool stuff, but I didn't think it really changed necessarily my life. We got recognized here and there, and, you throw USA Olympic clothes on and people see your face and they're like, oh yeah, that's John Shuster, Matt Hamilton, whatever. But, when I'm in my street clothes walking around, maybe I get recognized, but people don't generally treat me any differently. And I've tried to not change really either, because, I love being a dad and a husband and, a member of my curling club, and a dad who's always at all my kids' school functions, including, my kids are swimmers and soccer players. So, I really, that changed for a while, and we really enjoyed that ride. Each other and our families got to go along for some of that stuff. But, at the end of the day, we're just like the rest of the curlers in the world. For the most part, we have, a second life that's just a very, very normal life. And I really enjoy that. I've done a ton of fishing since the last Olympics.
Yeah. That sounds nice. That sounds quite leisurely. We want some people to wave to you, because we've got an American themed song show tonight, and they're from the Margarita Curling Club, and they love you. You're like, go John, go, right? Yeah. So they've come up from the States to watch the Canadian Olympic trials for fun. So.
Absolutely, and we're going to go to them next, John.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
There they are. I think we have them on, and you can see them all there. And he's waving back at you all right now, and we're coming over to that party in a minute. And I'll tell you, it is a party, because they've been up in the warm room here, John, getting ready for this segment. We can't let you go without asking predictions. Predictions.
What we're going to ask
I was going to get a bit what he's thankful for. It's American Thanksgiving, but predictions and what you're thankful for, John.
Seeing what we've seen so far this week, it's hard to bet against the 2 teams that, kind of control their own destiny to make it to the final. So, obviously Tracy Fleury and her team are playing pretty incredible, but, it's very, very easy to see Team Holman lurking there. It looks like they got it together. And when Rachel girls get on a run, if Krista somehow lets her into the playoffs, watch out. But my heart's going out there for my Northern Ontario. So go Team McCarville. Let's get this thing done. And, on the men's side,
oh, cool.
On the men's side, my pick and my team, of course, we all have a pool. My pick was Gushu. I saw those guys obviously play when we were up, in Ontario earlier this year, and and I thought they looked like they were primed and ready, like I haven't seen them for a little while, and in what they're doing this week, it would be hard to bet against those guys too. So, and as far as thankful, obviously thankful to have the family support and the curling team and the team around our team to somehow make it to a 5th Olympics. And I don't gotta pinch myself every morning and realize that this is real life, but it's all those people that give me the opportunity to keep curling and keep going after these dreams.
That's a beautiful thing to be thankful for.
Awesome.
Devin and I will be bugging you for interviews when we see you in Beijing, and it'll be nice to see you in Beijing too. So that's a ways away still, but happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
good to have you on the
John.
show.
Always good to see you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Awesome.
And now. Should we explain what the Margarita Curling
we can explain as much as we want, or we can talk about our serendipitous meeting in downtown Saskatoon.
We were watching a game in a lonely restaurant, just 3 tables, and these guys were hooping and hollering during the Jones
Anderson game,
and it was back and forth. And I mean, when I say screaming, it was like it was a full house. Let's go over to them now.
Let's go over to them right now, and I'm going to remember all of their names. We have Nancy, we have Roland, we have Michael, and we have Paul, and it is so awesome to have you in Saskatoon. Let's get right into it, because this is an awesome story. Maybe, Nancy, let's start with you. Why are you here? How did you end up here?
It is crazy, right? Well, the 4 of us spent Thanksgiving together for the last 5 years at least. And they had moved to Pittsburgh, which is the other side of the state from us, which is about, 5-hour drive. And so they call and say, what do you want to do for Thanksgiving? I'm like, well, I don't know. With the COVID, we were going to go to Jamaica. I don't know how that fell through.
Slightly different.
Yeah. So then Michael said, why don't we go to Saskatoon? I'm like,
where?
Okay. So I said, oh, that would be lovely. I would love to go to see the trials, and then that's how it blossomed from there. And here we are.
I think you said it was like the best curling in the world happening right now.
Sorry, John.
Let's talk about.
Sorry, John, but
we are scoping out the competition.
Yeah, that's
tell us about this Margarita Curling Club, because I first found out about it when I was at a World Curling Championship, and the Margarita Curling Club, which is sort of a virtual club.
It is.
Was on full display. But tell me how you joined a virtual club. That's a lover of curling right there.
Actually, somebody had asked us, a good friend of ours, Aaron from Plainfield Curling Club, which is in New Jersey, had asked us if we would like to go to Copenhagen to go curl. Well, duh. Well, of course I want to go to Copenhagen to curl. And that's how we started. With the margaritas. Roland and I are margaritas.
Do you have to drink margaritas in order to
do?
Okay.
Yes. You have one game.
Stop after drinking is actually
okay.
Yeah. So you have one time you're in Europe, and the next year you're in North America, and it goes back and forth every year.
Yeah. And this is through 4 continents.
Yes.
And the virtual club sort of has 500 members. Do I have that right, or about that?
Probably more now.
Oh, probably more. And after this, everybody's going to want to like you drink margaritas, you just travel to great places.
Not a bad gig. Where can we sign up?
We're signing up.
We had 2 seasons canceled because of COVID.
Right.
It was travel restrictions were just too bad. But next year it's going to be in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, nice.
And then the year after that it's going to be in Bern in Switzerland.
We can use.
Okay, well, we'll take the show on the road. Now, Michael, I understand that you were at the American Olympic trials. What was that like? And you, of course, saw Shuster win.
Yeah, so I did stats for USA Curling for several years. So my friend Carrie and I decided, well, let's go to the US trials. And that was about a week before we talked about coming here. So yeah, it was great. It was really, really good. I mean, good curling, congratulations to John. So yeah. It was a good time.
Okay, but hold on. Lift up those mitts again.
Right. That's good eyes, Deb.
These are actually, so my friend Carrie that I just mentioned, her husband played with John in Vancouver. So these are Carrie Benton's mittens from Vancouver. Yes.
Wow.
You know how to blend
Very
it.
nice.
I think Colleen has something for
I have
you.
parting gifts for you guys.
Oh.
You guys
No.
so much fun.
As Colleen gets all the stuff, you guys are going to be around. Paul,
Yes.
maybe I'll ask you. You guys are going to be here throughout the rest of the week watching.
Yes,
Thank you for
definitely.
coming on the show.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're excited to be here and staying for the whole
Rest of
process.
the week.
I
Yeah.
have to say, you guys were the best curling fans I ever heard at that restaurant
Well,
the
and
other day. And we're like,
knowledgeable.
yeah, they
Colleen and I
knew.
are sitting there and we're going, these people know what they're talking about.
we love a rowdy curling fan, don't we? I mean,
We do. What's
yeah.
your best part of Saskatoon? I just love talking about my city.
Oh God, how friendly everybody
Yeah.
is.
Oh, I
Yes,
love that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It was
Wonderful
they're
people.
absolutely wonderful
Yeah.
people.
It is American Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We asked John what he's thankful for. He talked about family. He talked about being able to play the sport he loves. We can't let you guys go, and happy Thanksgiving. It's awesome to share it with you. What are you all thankful for?
Friends.
Friends that are your family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Friends that are your
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
I might cry. That is so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Because you shared with us, I think it had been 21 months, am I getting that right, that you hadn't taken a flight in the first
correct.
flight, and you
Yes.
travel a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
First
travel
flight
a lot.
in 21 months to
A lot,
Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not forget good health too. because of
Yeah.
those days.
Right on.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Mhm.
And my first trip in 2.5 years was to come to Saskatoon too.
Oh,
Traveling
was it
with them.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
here I am.
And here you are.
Okay, great.
Well, I
what
went
does it do
to-
with curling.
Yeah, I did take a trip to Cole Harbor, home of Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Penguins. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's
there you
across the
go.
bridge. I had to go. It was quite an outing. So thankful you guys came, and so
Thank you.
wonderful
Thank you for
to meet
having
you.
us.
What time is it?
Margarita.
That's sort of the motto of the club that Devin and I are now joining. We'll be there for the Bern, Switzerland. one,
We will see
surely.
you in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Talk.
We'll
and,
talk.
and later this week in Saskatoon.
Oh yeah, we'll talk.
Yes.
Thank you
Oh,
guys.
that's
Wonderful
Thank
to
you.
have you
so
on
Good
the
luck with
show.
the show.
Yes,
Great.
thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
Guys.
great.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
That's awesome. We love those mittens too. So great. So great.
You might
Awesome.
like this show too.
Yeah.
Loudest fans we ever heard.
The
Now,
best fans.
They're great fans.
And then they're from-
passionate.
Absolutely.
They're passionate. I actually don't know if they can throw a rock. They probably.
Oh, they can throw a
Oh,
rock.
they can throw a
That
rock.
might have to be a segment.
Now, okay, so we have a little of Olympic theme going on, and we've been asking the curlers through the week about their favorite Olympic memories, because there's a lot of Olympic gold medalists here.
On the ice.
And the double ones, John Morris and Caitlin Laws.
Right.
We asked them what stood out for them.
Take a look.
Favorite memory from 2010 Olympics was probably playing ping pong with Sidney Crosby, Shea Weber, and Marc-Andre Fleury. And I think they kicked my butt, but Mark and Ben, they got some game, so they represented the curlers pretty well.
What about 2018?
Favorite memory of 2018? Ooh. Crushing a bunch of McDonald's for the first time in 2 years after we won gold in the village. Probably took down about 5 McChickens that night.
I don't know if I could pick one favorite memory. Sochi was literally a dream. The fact that we were able to win our chance to go there in our home city, everything from flying to there, seeing the Olympic rings, the torch, every day was so special, and just getting to do all of that with my girls was amazing. We had a 4-week plan to get there, and it was just a dream.
Then in 2018 with Johnny Moe for the mixed doubles.
That one was really unique in the sense that it was the first time mixed doubles was in the Olympics, so it was a privilege to showcase that great sport of mixed doubles, and we just really wanted to show how much fun we were having, and I think that we did that. So I'm really proud of us for having that moment, and that's a moment I'll never forget.
I'll never forget that game too.
They were perfect,
Yeah,
weren't they?
They were so good. And the way at the end, the joy on their face,
Right.
and the way Johnny Moe kind of lifted her up. Double gold medalists in curling is not an easy task.
Especially in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that they're both here, both playing to get to a third Olympics is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And just to see how much it meant to them. And
Yeah.
Johnny Moe, 5 McChickens.
That's a lot of McChickens. And playing ping pong or table tennis with Sidney Crosby.
Awesome.
Okay, so of course, this is the World Junior qualifying event that's happening here at the Granite.
Semifinals, playoffs,
Semifinals,
tomorrow.
but one team that's made the playoffs is with us from Northern Ontario, skipped by Isabelle Ladouceur. And Isabelle, I was looking, going, Ladouceur. I once played a Ladouceur in Nova Scotia. And then when they said it, I'm like, oh my God, you're in Northern Ontario now. I think she beat me. Right? True.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I made
You made a really good shot.
You made a really good shot.
Holy Hannah. How's this going for you? Let's start with Isabelle.
It's been going great, having a lot of fun here. So, it's an honor to be here. So really happy.
And you guys were just on the ice. I think we were watching the final when we came in. I believe it was another victory. Am I right?
They're 4-1 right now.
4-1. The good times going. Can we get you guys to introduce yourself from the team Northern Ontario heading to the playoffs?
Sure. Yeah, I can start. I'm Katie, and I'm the lead.
You can introduce everybody because you're closest to.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Oh,
So yeah, this is Jamie. She's our third. Lauren is our second. Izzy's obviously our skip, and this is Katie, who is our fifth, and Steve is our coach.
What happens now in these playoffs for you? It's two pools on each section. So you do a crossover now. Do you guys have the bye in the first game?
Yeah, we do actually have the bye to the semifinals, so that'll be our next game.
And I believe that's at 5 o'clock tomorrow when we're live on the air, and you're going to be playing in the background.
It's awesome that you're here now. You get used to our noise too.
Okay.
What sheet are you on? Because Devin knows all about sheet 9 here, and he calls it the ditch.
We're not on sheet 9.
Watch out for the ditch on the wall because you might lose a rock. Yeah, you're shaking your head like you know what I'm talking about.
Izzy, Isabelle, Miss Ladouceur, all of the above. You're looking like you're frozen right now. I apologize. Skips get cold super fast. What would this mean for the team? Like when we've been talking a lot about the Olympic trial pressure of those teams. What would it mean for your team to wear the Canadian colors at the World Juniors?
I think it'd be such an honor. I mean, we worked really hard to get to this place, and we're playing such good teams. So, just being able to be here is just an honor, but it would be an amazing opportunity.
Okay. Katie, which Northern Ontario team are you cheering for?
I mean, we've been cheering really hard for Fleury, but all the teams are, doing pretty well. So we'll be happy, depending on, I guess, however they do. Yeah.
McCarville's finding some magic though right now.
Yeah. She's been kind of gaining some momentum. So we've been, getting behind her as well.
Yeah, I think we want a McCarville Tracy final.
Yeah, that's ideal. That'd be perfect. For us.
Yeah. Wow.
Awesome. I'm going to jump in quick because Lauren has actually had the opportunity to wear the maple leaf. And of course, it's great to see you again because we were in Switzerland at the Youth Olympics and you had the great honor of waving the flag, carrying the flag into the opening ceremony. What was that like? I know what the experience and what it meant to you, but just remind us what that moment meant to you.
It was so amazing. Even to have the opportunity to be here and then to have that chance to go back and do it again, it's just so crazy to think about because, I've already done it like you've said, but to do it again, even more amazing.
So what do you do for the next 24 hours?
The big question.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we do have tickets to the trials tonight.
Yeah.
So I think we might be doing that.
Yeah.
So let's see. Fleury's playing Scheidegger, McCarville playing Walker.
Let's get your picks. Let's get your picks. Who's winning tonight?
I think we always have to cheer for the Northern Ontario team. But I think that's a safe bet. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Awesome.
What are you guys hearing, just talking to all the teams? And we talk about growing the game and building the next champions in this country. What are you all talking about in this junior competition, knowing that so many of the players on the ice at the SaskTel Center followed this same path you're on?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much good competition here this week. It's just been great to be a part of it, really. It's kind of crazy to hear people kind of starting to say that about us even, that we're in this field now that, hopefully is the future of the game. So, yeah, it's really just exciting for us to be a part of it, I think.
You are the future. They can't keep going forever, all that crap.
Will the moose calls
Although I
be
did.
out? Moose calls tonight?
The moose calls have been out of the trials.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, our parents, oh my goodness. They're a little upset that they can't bring the moose calls out here. So I think they're letting it all out of the trials.
Yeah, the parents have to stay upstairs at the club, and which is a shame because except for our Margarita curling people, junior curling parents are loud and proud.
They are.
And they scream and yell, and it must really motivate you guys.
You'll be hearing us maybe commentating during the live action tomorrow.
I'm going to bring over the CBC.
Okay, we have water bottles. We have swag for all of you. So Colleen loves giving this out.
Thank you very much.
So good to have you guys on the show. It's awesome to see you playing well, punching that ticket into the semifinal, 5 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll let everybody know that they'll be able to catch some of the action when we're live and you're live, and everything will be happening right here.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And I know you're
Thank
frozen,
you.
so that black bag, one more gift, take whatever you want out of the bag. Yeah, that's cute.
Colleen's feeling
Thanksgiving.
generous.
We're very thankful you came on the show, and good luck the rest of the way. Go Nova Scotia. I mean, Northern Northern Ontario.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Good luck tomorrow. Great to see you.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
A very talented team, this team.
Very
of course, they
talented.
still have Nova Scotia, I think, to get through because they're alive. Taylor, Stephen.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get another board. This is the big finish.
This is a big finish as we look ahead to tonight.
Right.
Because there is that log jam at 3 losses. I
As
don't
John
know.
Shuster was saying, it's possible.
We're taking a look.
Okay. It's possible
There you can see
that
it.
as John Shuster was saying, Holman, after an 88% game and 4 losses, is still technically alive. She needs McCarville to drop to 4 losses.
Right. But I mean, how crucial is that, right? Einarson and Holman, and they've had so many battles played in the last 2 Scotties finals.
Yeah.
And
so if Holman can take Einarson down to 4, if Fleury knocks Scheidegger down to 4, you see how quickly it could be that Rachel Holman is back in the playoff picture.
Well, and I know I don't like talking about tiebreakers, but the fans love talking about tiebreakers. And we talked to Al Cameron of Curling Canada about what the tiebreaker scenario could be. And if there are more than one tiebreaker,
don't even talk about the time it might be played.
It could
we'll
be.
cross that bridge when we get to it.
But it could be midnight curling on Friday, tomorrow.
Well, here in Canada, we still love our tiebreakers, no matter what time they're on, if they need to be played, rather than flip a coin or have it down to draw to the button.
That's right.
I think a lot of players, at this level, I love that best of 3 they play in the States.
Well, we were talking about that because at the end of the day, so let's actually finish with that, because I think that's a really good point, Call, because the mentality, I believe, from Curling Canada, we've talked about this a lot, is that if you can make it through the curling gauntlet, through the whole week, you're battle tested, and that
and you are.
The best team wins.
Yes.
But what John, of course, is saying is we don't have the depth.
Yes.
And so you play that best of 3 to make sure you don't have any anomalies.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Or in Great Britain, you have a chosen team.
And in Sweden and other countries do that.
And that's because there is no depth. So Canada's depth allows them to have this kind of a format where the 9 best can come duke it out. And so it's a pretty awesome format. And really probably the envy of everyone. And you look at sort of the depth of field in Scotland right now. I know Bruce Mowatt's number 1, but there's a couple of other teams there that are pretty decent
and
as
Eve
well.
is curling very well at the Europeans. So.
Why don't you get that Mike Harris on the show soon? Anyhow, that's a wrap for us.
That's a wrap because there's more curling.
More curling.
More curling.
And thanks to Mike McEwen for coming on, John Shuster. Thanks to producer Soph. We'll see you again tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the curling.